It finally happened. CERN's counterattack has begun.
And so Okabe's counterattack has begun.
I understand the bait that you were dangling in front of my face.
Uh-huh.
My eyes narrow and I want to punch you instead. I will not take your stinking bait.
Speaking of taking the bait, we're the Bittersweet Gamers!
That was the most on-the-nose segue I've ever heard.
I'm We Squared.
And I suppose I must admit, I'm the opinionator. Seriously, everything's going crazy and it's awesome. Because of that, we're actually going to do our comment at the end of the episode because of what we're right in the middle of.
Yeah.
Even still, we're the Bittersweet Gamers, so we're going to find some way to stall at the beginning of the episode, and this is it. We didn't really react that strongly to everything that was happening because we sort of saw that coming a long time ago.
Yeah, especially after that literal parade of death flags for Mayushi.
However, now that that's out of the way, we don't know what they're going to be doing. At least not yet. I just felt it was important to say that, considering, you know, this is a Let's Play channel, we are doing Let's Plays, and the key ingredient of a Let's Play is reaction, and we sort of didn't have one.
Wait, we're doing a Let's Play?
No.
Oh, okay.
I run full speed to Yanabayashi Shrine.
That's where Mayuri was supposed to be meeting Ruka.
I'm not good at exercise in the first place. Now I regret not borrowing Suzuha's bicycle. But no, there isn't time for that. Finding Mayuri comes first. I run to the courtyard where I find Rukako standing alone with her bamboo broom.
Rukako! Okabe-san. どうしたんです？マユリはどこだ？
Did she just leave or...
マユリちゃんだったら、もう帰りましたけど。帰った。はい。後で、マユリちゃんに、ごめんなさいって伝えてくれませんか？僕、やっぱりどうしてもコスプレはできませんって断っちゃって。まゆりちゃんを悲しませたくはなかったんですけど、やっぱり人前に出るのは恥ずかしくて。
I don't have time to listen to Rukako's apologies. It doesn't matter, it's fine!
まゆりは帰ったんだな。
はい。
I know she comes to the lab around 6:30. It's still 5:15. No matter how slowly you walk, it shouldn't take more than 20 minutes to get to the lab. So what was she doing for the extra 40 minutes? We don't have time for this!
本当に帰ったのか？どこかへ寄るとは言っていなかったか？
Maybe to buy bananas.
いえ、
Well, she didn't bring any
聞
of
いて
them.
ませんけど。岡部さん、一体何が？
What about blowing up her phone? I mean, even if she's not going to pay much attention or something, if your phone is literally exploding from all the messages, that kind of would get your attention, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
もしまゆりがここに戻ってきたら、すぐに俺に電話するように伝えるんだ。
はい。
I'd better check the lab. We might have missed each other. When I get back to the lab, nobody's there but Daru? Did Kurisu go shopping by herself?
まゆりは帰ってきてるか？
いや。
あいつどこへ？
By the way, dude, why is the light off? I realize that totally doesn't matter, but why are you sitting here in the dark?
Because he's an otaku?
What?
I don't know, that's the stereotype, man.
Man, I like rooms to have light in them. Every minute, every second is precious. Each moment I waste brings me closer to Mayuri's death.
オカリンさ、さっきからなんでそんなピリピリしてるん？
まゆりの居場所を知らないか？
だからルカ氏のところっしょ？
Why don't you just say something, even if you don't say much?
いなかった。帰った後だった。
He doesn't feel like he should waste the time trying to explain it in a way they'll understand.
Fair enough.
Urgency.
I guess it is pretty consistent with speak to nobody Okabe.
They will resist him if he starts trying to talk like that, because they'll think he's chunying.
Yeah, you're right about that.
じゃあ他のレイヤー仲間のところとか。
However, seeing the way he's acting, if he just throws something out without an explanation, then continues on, I mean, I'd find it persuasive.
Yeah, but everyone here's kind of an asocial nut job with their own problems.
Well, I don't know if I'd put it like that, but maybe a little bit.
そのレイヤー仲間の連絡先を教えろ。
Oh yeah, that message of Mayuri's that our guide told us to ignore.
Oh yeah!
We can't talk about Kaede
Fubuki.
and Fubuki. Yeah, maybe we could have gotten their number or something like that, but because we were told to ignore them, we can't contact Mayuri.
I see.
And because we can't contact Mayuri...
いや、知らんし。
Damn. It's easy to forget, since she's usually here, but Mayuri and I rarely spend time together outside of the lab. May Queen and the shrine, that's about it. I have no idea where else she might go.
And May Queen's gone, so she may have different habits.
ああ、そういえば。
何かしているのか。
携帯の電源が切れそうとか言ってたような気がする。
Oh no.
Yet another setback. Not only am I unable to contact her, she might not even notice my phone calls. Maybe address, we could have found the address or something like that.
なあ、一体どうしたん？
誰？なぜここに残っている？今すぐラボを離れろと言ったはずだ。
Yeah, but you didn't give him a reason, so he just thought you were being crazy.
理由もなしにそんなこと言われてもわけわからんつうか。
There you are, inside Daru's head.
Let me out.
Well, the thing is, about Okarin, isn't he kind of like the boy who cried wolf, except instead of being out there tending his flock, crying wolf for attention, like everywhere he goes, he's just walking around, wolf, 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 wolf. He goes inside and sits down at the dinner table with his parents, wolf, 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 wolf. He goes to get tucked in for the night and goes, wolf, 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 wolf. And in the middle of the night, wolf, wolf. He wakes up, wolf, 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 into his bowl of breakfast cereal. He goes to take a morning whiz, wolf, 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 wolf.
And then he goes to visit his grandma, wolf, wolf. Hey, wait a second.
So that's what happened to her. The point being, if he were to suddenly start talking in this crazy way, nobody would care.
And he only has himself to blame for that.
Except for the fact that they've been working on a time machine.
Well, you know, that...
一体何が始まるんですみたいな。
マユリが殺される。
Okay, thank you. I was about to say, all you have to say is Mayuri is going to die. We have to stop this.
Yeah.
The easiest way is to not be here.
Yes.
はあ？
Now leave it alone. You don't have time for anything else.
セルンが本気を出してきたんだ。奴らは襲撃をかけてくる。だからお前は逃げろ。
Dude, he is acting crazy. This isn't how he normally acts. He's not posturing. He's running around like a chicken with his head cut off. You have to think this is weird.
え？マジ？
That's his catchphrase, isn't it? Maji.
クリスと連絡を取れるか。相手にもそう伝えるんだ。
Yeah. That Maji is why I said he kind of talks like a high school girl.
Let me out.
なんでオカリンはそれを知ってるわけよ。
Effing time leap machine! What have you people been doing? Dude, you're the guy who built it. Come on!
まさか使ったん？
Thank you!
Thank you so much. I'll shut up now. I nod gravely. I kick Daru out of the lab and send him home. He promised to call Kurisu for me and tell her to stay at her hotel, But a few minutes later, she calls me directly and demands an explanation. It takes an effort, but I manage to convince her to do as I say.
They probably know what hotel she's staying at, but immediate concerns.
But if they show up at the lab and nobody's there,
That's true.
wouldn't they start dispersing, looking, or...
Yeah,
I mean,
you're right.
Suzuha's gonna show up. Like, where is everybody if he doesn't tell her?
Yeah, but she also seemed to know it was going to happen.
Well, yeah, that's true.
So if she shows up and everyone's missing, she's probably going to be like, uh-huh.
And she could also just call Okabe herself. Now I just need to wait for Mayuri to get back. Mayuri returns to the lab at 6:30. That leaves about 20 minutes before Moeka's attack. The time leap machine doesn't matter. Moeka can have it! My top priority is to prevent Mayuri's death. That makes sense, but even if you succeed, this isn't gonna work. Root and branch, root and branch. You've got to solve the problem, or this will haunt you for the rest of your life. And unfortunately, if you didn't want that to happen, don't build a time machine. That's right, I forgot about Suzuha.
Thank God.
Okabe Rintarou, そこで何してんの?
He can straight up say to her,
Yeah, she specifically was like, that time leap machine's ready, right? And then she left.
Yeah, the time leap machine is ready, and CERN is attacking. I need your help. That will work on her.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You idiot. The way she moved during the attack was practically superhuman. It's like when she said she was a full-time warrior. Maybe she was serious.
Get your mind out of the boobs. Gutters.
I suppose I was admiring the scenery, yes. What about it? Just who is she?
あ、わかっちゃった。今日宴会やるらしいから、その準備でしょ?
それを誰から聞いた?
Window, and she's spying on you.
椎名まゆり、
Or that.
ぜひ来てねって言ってたよ。
Oh yeah, that's right.
つうわけで、私もお邪魔することに。
ダメだ!
もしかして、私邪魔だった?
Tell her.
いや。
In fact, you're a big help.
まあ、私もラボ面にしてもらったとはいえ、所詮は部外者だしね。
そうじゃなくてだな!
だよ、岡部。
For that matter, what about these guys? I mean, everything should be fine.
The store was closed. They weren't there.
うちのバイトも仲間に入れてやれ。おめえはこいつに借りがあるんだろ。
What a nice guy.
今日の宴会は中止だ。だからバイト選手よ。悪いが今日は帰ってくれ。
You idiot! What are you doing?
中止なの?
Now that his paranoia has been activated, he's noticing all the suspicious things about her now, so he doesn't think he can trust her.
I'm not so sure he can trust her, but...
He certainly can't say anything in front of Mr. Brown.
Do they even have time for that? Won't Mr. Brown just write it off as more of his crazy club talk?
ああ。すまない。
岡部、何をしてんのかともかく、いざとなったら無茶だけはすんなよ。
Man, what a great guy he is. For one, although he did raise the rent, he didn't kill them.
Look! Okabe was damaging his livelihood? If anything, he's kind of acting like a stern parent.
Yeah, exactly.
まゆりと喧嘩をしましてね。ちょっと参ってるんです。
Yeah.
それだけですよ。
I think you're right about the paranoia. Now it's like he's just spinning lies and can't tell anything to anybody. That's not really a good reaction, though. Not right now.
He's focusing on finding Mayuri.
That's true. Nothing else is as valuable as that. That's the best lie I can manage. Now leave me alone. I checked the time on my phone. Mayuri should be returning about now.
ちょっと
Don't just leave him. She's the person who's here for something. That something is most definitely not being like a bodyguard for him, but... Because it could have been that, you know?
She probably didn't want CERN getting their hands on Makise Kurisu.
I have no idea what she's here to do. But she's doing it, and it's not unrelated to the Future Gadget Lab.
I feel she's far more trustworthy than the other time traveler.
Oh, 100%. 100%. I have no more time to spend chatting with or theorizing about Suzuha. We have junk to do.
Ah! Okari!
Doing the Stardust handshake. Now that I've secured Mayuri, we need to get as far away from Akiba as we can.
オカリ、そんなに急いでどこ行くの？
走れ、駅に行く。いいから走ってくれ。
I can't get the image of Mayuri's death out of my mind. I can't think straight. I can't talk straight. I won't let them kill her. I won't!
And she's the one person who'll go along with the least amount of talking.
Yeah, it's not that she won't ask questions, but she will go along with him.
ねえ、
See?
どこ行くの？
そうだな。とりあえず、筑波が横浜あたりに。
Everything will be fine once we make it on the train.
Assuming you make it before the bomb threat.
I hold this thought in my mind as we run.
少しね、休んだ方がいいんじゃないかな。
That's exactly what's going to happen. That's probably the decision point. Like, if we can get a hold of Mayuri earlier, then we can get out of here before...
Before, yeah.
いや、電車に乗るまでは走り続けろ。
でもね、オカリンすごい汗だよ。運動苦手なのにね、無理すると。
It's been 9 minutes since she got there.
When we reach the station, I realize that something is wrong. The station's packed. Seriously packed. What's going on here? A protest? Some kind of street performance? Oh God, I forgot!
現在山手線、京浜東北線、総武線、すべて運転を見合わせております。
This is the best place for them to stay. They can't be abducted by gunmen in a freaking crowd of people.
There is that at least.
Unless there is an actual bomb.
大変ご迷惑をおかけしておりますが、何卒ご理解のほど。
That's right. Before the attack, the trains were stopped by a bomb threat! No wonder there's so many people standing around. How could I have been so stupid? In my haste to flee the city, I completely forgot!
どうしたんだろうね。
All the train lines are stopped. We can't escape Akiba.
No!
But before we get more than a few steps, a man steps out of the crowd and blocks our way.
Okabe Rintarou だな。
オカリ、知り合い？
一緒に来てもらおうか。
Well, this didn't work.
誰だ？
He doesn't answer.
Yeah, he can't use the time leap machine if this doesn't pan out.
抵抗するなら殺す。
If he gets killed, he's gonna have to count on alternate timeline Okarin, and I don't think it works that way.
セルンか？
He's with Moeka. She must have planned for this in advance.
これだけ大勢の人がいる中で 殺せるのか。
It might be John Titor.
冗談だと思わない方がいい。
No. It's not tighter. I feel something cold against my back. I don't realize what it is at first. Am I going to die here? Will my time leaping be for naught? No, I can't give up. And as long as he can get to the time leap machine, if he were to get shot and not die, he could still go back.
Maybe Suzuha followed him out of concern.
The crowd at the station has grown even thicker. People are starting to argue with the station personnel, demanding to know when they can go home. And the people are starting to argue with the station personnel, demanding to know when they can go home. And the people are starting to... And the people...
Hold on. Control,
gar. Pew! Greetings, gentle viewers, and welcome back... What?
I restarted too early, I'm sorry.
The situation is quickly becoming chaotic. Some people are trying to get out of the station, others are still showing up because they hadn't heard of the bomb threat, and others are still waiting for the operations to start again. The push and shove between all of them has led to utter chaos, which means this maybe isn't so safe after all. But you know what else isn't safe? Going with him.
Yeah.
Suddenly a fight breaks out nearby. It looks like some people are trying to shove their way through.
Yeah, I was gonna say, this is their chance.
One person breaks out of the crowd and pushes between me and the man holding the gun as he makes a break for the exit. Now!
マイリー、逃げるぞ!
I grab Mayuri's hand and start running. We have to fight our way through the crowd, but that also thwarts our pursuers. Once we break through the human traffic, we start running as fast as we can away from Akihabara Station. But we can't return to the lab. Moika's group will be staging their attack shortly. Is the subway still running? If we get on at Suehirocho Station, we can take the Ginza line to Shibuya. From there, we can grab a train heading out of Tokyo.
Pretty awesome music. I just wanted to draw attention to that.
Billy was doing this visual gag dance, which is really apparent through the webcam that we don't use. And she didn't even notice the gun.
They're like running for their lives, and then they glance back, and the guy with the gun is just briskly walking after them because he's just in much better shape than them.
No, please.
Uh-oh.
Are they with CERN too? How many men do they have?
いいか、マユリ、お前の方が足が速いから、お前だけでも逃げろ。はぐれたら袋の騎士文字に行け。そこで。
They're not after her.
I try to say there, but I'm silenced by a horrible sight. You have to tell her. It doesn't make things easier if you don't. The group from before is chasing us. We're surrounded by enemies. The familiar streets of Akiba are filled with agents of CERN. If the future Gadget Lab's activities are seriously threatening the control of the world by CERN, don't you think that CERN, the organization that controls the whole frickin' world in the future, is going to take this seriously? Or do you think that they're just going to send a bunch of weak grunts, one after the other in succession, to attempt to apprehend them, so that they can ensure the growth of their targets?
私たちの仲間はすでに秋葉原中に散らばっている。
And since you always wear that ridiculous lab coat wherever you go, you're easy to spot.
Hey, that's the defining feature of his character design. If you take that off, then he's not a mad scientist anymore.
But he'll be a living scientist.
Well, the only thing that matters is Mayuri. Why are we arguing?
Because!
Is escape impossible? But we have this super high energy rockin' soundtrack accompanying our escape or running away. It can't be for nothing.
And then the music ends after you say that.
Oh no! They're in great trouble now. Our enemy is a multinational conspiracy willing to kill anyone who gets in their way. No matter what, we must get away. Leading Mayuri by the hand, I jumped the fence onto the road.
Suzuha on a motorcycle. Whoops.
Something strikes me with crushing force, sending me tumbling across the pavement. I grit my teeth against the pain and raise myself to my hands and knees. No response. Mayuri is motionless. Because she died, therefore she dies.
Oh God.
This can't be happening. The car that ran us over, a white van, pulls up.
動きは止めたわ。
Her again. Did she know the exact moment she needed to be here in order to run over poor Mayuri?
岡部君。いえ、岡部倫太郎は確保。警察に連絡して、椎名真由里が死んだ。
なんで殺すんだ。なんで。
Because she's unnecessary? To break his spirit?
Because she has to die?
あなたが逃げるからよ。
Mustering my strength, I leap up and throw myself at Moeka. She goes down hard.
What?
He just leapt up out of nowhere and whacked her. It's not like that doesn't work. I mean, if you're caught flat-footed, it's easy to go down.
Right, that's more what I was surprised at, that she was caught off guard by it.
Why would you ever expect him, of all people, to do that? Well,
If you kill the childhood friend of your target, you should expect some frickin' rage.
oh yeah, well, power level discussion, because that's what we're doing, isn't it?
Let's move on.
I hear her head smack against the pavement. I stand up and look around. Moeka is dazed and unable to stand, but I see CERN agents making their way towards us through the crowd. I've got to get out of here. If I can't get to the time leap machine, I can't fix anything. I have to get back to the lab and time leap again. Fighting the pain of my broken leg, I managed to drag myself back to the lab. Surprisingly, CERN's men didn't chase me. What for? Nobody's at the lab when I arrive.
If he's supposed to use the time leap machine,
Right.
what better way to motivate him than by killing Mayuri until they get the result they want from him time leaping?
Yes, that's it. All
He's
they have
being
to
manipulated. All they have to do is kill Mayuri.
and eventually things will turn out the way that they want. There's still the question of what happens, different world lines, etc., but
It could be irrelevant in this situation.
we'll talk about it more later at a more appropriate time. But when Okabe time leaps, like for the purposes of the game and the story, we're following his perspective.
Mm-hmm.
But like when he's done time leaping, he then takes the headset off and lives in the world he's in, doesn't he? That is one interpretation of how it could go.
That's true. That's true.
So all of these CERN failures, well, there may or may not be implications, but also that could be too many wibbly wobbly timey wimeys.
It's easy to go down that hole.
Nobody's at the lab when I arrive. I remembered to break into the brown tube workshop to turn on the 42-inch CRT. My vision is blurry. It's hard to focus. He's not going crazy this time. He's just, like, monomaniacally trying to do the only thing he knows how to do. But still, I force myself to activate the X68000 and input the settings. They killed her again. I failed to protect her. I used the number 3 timer setting. Should I really use the machine?
当たり前だ。マユリが死んだんだぞ。
One thing I didn't notice because, so much was going on. Was there any divergence?
We didn't see a number when he did it.
Yeah, I didn't notice one, but we could have missed it.
But this time, we're from a different Okarin's perspective, too. Instead of the one who's already had the past rewritten.
Can I just take a moment to appreciate the music?
Sure!
The music before the Mayuri event, it was fine, but it was really standard genre music. Whereas now...
The music's kicked it up a notch?
Well, like, every piece we've heard is a new piece, and the overall quality of each individual piece is a lot higher. Like, this piece, I haven't, concentrated on it because, we're kind of playing the game while commentating over it.
Yes, I had noticed.
It's like a nice orchestral piece that uses the leitmotif of the main theme, but it's much more interesting than just the main theme by itself. Then there was our techno beat, sort of similar to the opening song that ended when I pointed it out. This can't be allowed to happen. I will save Mayuri, whatever it takes, however many times it takes. What am I waiting for? What am I hesitating for? I am poking my head full of holes.
Yeah. You went back to 4 people.
I was noticing there were numbers that were appearing, but they were divergence numbers that have already appeared, and they weren't that prominent either. Since I was just talking about music, I guess I should mention this one. This one has also been the standout piece. This one's been really exceptional. It's been around for the whole game. It actually reminds me of a piece called Omen from Xenogears. The composer is Yasunori Mitsuda, who did the Chrono Trigger games. He's a really well-known game composer. Anyway, every time I've heard this piece of music, it always makes me think of Omen.
Yeah, I think I know which track you're talking about.
It is that track, yes.
Yeah.
Okay, music nerding over.
Just need a big frost swinging in the background.
I think I'm actually going to link to the piece in the description. The world bends, pulses, then returns to normal. The pain of my wounds has vanished. All the physical fatigue will be gone. But what about the mental fatigue?
That's the problem, isn't it?
This is a different person. I mean, he is Okabe Rintarou, and there isn't anything different about him, but I mean, the Okabe Rintarou with the mental fatigue, your memories don't constitute mental fatigue. Your memories don't constitute your emotional state. They may be linked to it, but they may cause it, but they aren't it themselves. So it's like doing this, although I still wonder what happens to the one that time leapt. Throughout Steins Gate, are we leaving a bunch of wrecked world lines behind us where everyone is miserable?
Kind of, yeah. Because, like they've said, like we've said, he doesn't actually go.
We don't know which interpretation they're using as far as that goes, but they were extremely clear that you don't actually leave.
And I like that they're vague about it, frankly.
By being that vague, they don't box themselves in, and they leave you wondering, because it is the sort of thing you would wonder about.
Like Mayushi said, you're a different Okarin, but you're still the original Okarin.
It's like magic. I don't have a single injury on my body. They've been replaced with this piercing pain in my head. I fight back a wave of nausea and take stock of the situation. Another successful time leap. That makes 3.
What? Hold on. What do you mean 3?
We missed one, didn't we? We've done this twice.
Yeah. Uh-oh.
So what was the third one? Well, okay, this is the third one. What was the first or second one? It looks like the time leap machine works perfectly. I'm sure it would boost Kurisu's confidence if I told her, but I don't care about that right now. We'll have to wait until Mayuri's out of danger.
Mayuri wa!
Okay, calm down. If there's one thing that you can learn from Groundhog Day, which is a fantastic movie, and there are many things you can learn from Groundhog Day. What?
I'm not the one referencing it this time. I just want that clear for the record.
Sure, but the difference is Groundhog is easily one of the, at the very least, it's like top 50 movies ever made by humans and one of the greatest, finest pieces of art ever.
I'm sensing some bias.
Well, go watch it and tell me I'm wrong.
Maybe I will.
Great, that'll only be a good experience. For everyone else, too. Now, as I was saying, panicking and acting crazy isn't going to get you anywhere. If you have an essentially or theoretically infinite amount of times to redo this, then you need to start paying attention to the details.
Mm-hmm. And if he talks to them calmly,
right,
and normally, they'll be like, what is going on?
At the very least, he can do something to the situation.
I'm wondering why he didn't go back further.
But the only thing he's thinking about is saving Mayuri, so...
But if he goes back further, he might be able to get her while she's at the shrine and be able to get a head start on all this.
No, I get you. I agree. He's not acting really calmly and rationally. The only thing he's thinking about is go get Mayuri before the party. He just isn't capable of thinking about that right now.
Mayuri wa dou da?
See?
いきなりなんぞマユシならルカシのところ行くって言ってたじゃん。
Damn it, he already left? Why didn't I go back earlier? I should call or send a mail or think about it now and use a time leap from here.
Oh!
I need to get in touch with her somehow. Look, you have to be right. That has to be the correct interpretation that CERN is letting him do it, because there is no way that he would have made it back.
Yeah. They would have just had people waiting there.
They had all those people, and they're all armed. If they wanted him dead, they could have gotten him killed. If they wanted him stopped, if they wanted to detain him, there's no way that that could have been prevented. So they have to have wanted him to do this. Now, why? Well, we don't really know. Mayuri went to see someone after leaving the shrine. The question is, who? Think.
Mayuri!
Again.
今どこに?
But then again, he's only thinking about, so doggedly, single-mindedly thinking about Mayuri and nothing else. I got her voicemail again? It's the same as last time. Before I time leaped, I should have asked Mayuri where she was today. I'm not thinking straight. I have to calm down.
Yes.
I can do this with the tools that I have. I just have to utilize them. Wait. I know. Last time, we failed because we went to Akihabara Station. I should have known that CERN would be watching, and there was the bomb threat and I ignored it. This time, we'll take a taxi to another station, then hide somewhere until things calm down. For now, all I can do is wait for Mayuri to return. It's driving me crazy.
I could, as the text is saying, talk to Kurisu and Daru and maybe see if they have some thoughts on the matter.
But I just don't have the strength to do that right now, Billy. Besides, I don't want to get them involved.
If you're intending to time leap anyway, what does it matter? Especially if you're kind of giving up on this timeline ahead of time?
Well, that's not how he's thinking about it. They're already involved anyway, but again, he isn't thinking rationally. And although it would be better for him if he were to think rationally, I do not hold it against him that he is incapable of that at this present time.
The words you speak are true.
Do you like the extra enunciation? Especially the m. I'll take care of this myself. Okay, that was stupid.
Yes, it was.
I won't let any more of my friends die. Once again, the Brown Tube workshop closes early, and Mayuri arrives just as Mr. Brown is leaving. There's no time to waste. We have to get out of Akihabara as quickly as possible.
And just in case, you should ask her where she went.
We run through Kanda Myojin's back streets to Ochanomizu Station. But standing in front of it were a bunch of apparent hitmen. Change of plans. We turn around and head for the Shin Ochanomizu...
Yeah.
We turn around and head for the Shin Ochanomizu subway station. We arrive at the station later than I intended. Do you like how Mayuri is also doing the sneaky?
Also, did he just not warn Makise or Daru? Doesn't that mean the CERN hitmen are going to come and get them? No more of my friends will die, eh?
Well, that's the problem. You've got to keep all these details straight when you're doing this.
It's okay. He's not thinking straight. I'll let it pass.
I don't usually come here, so I got lost. Can you really blame me? I stare nervously at the platform clock. According to the scrolling display, the Yamanote, Keihin, Tohoku, and Sobu lines have already suspended operations. Wait, it looks like the Chiyoda line has too. It must be protocol to assume that nearby stations may be threatened, even stations on unconnected lines. Damn it! Mayuri hasn't said a word about my strange behavior. This is the third time I've let her on this escape, but each time she follows me without complaint. Surely it's not just a memory copying thing.
It could just be we're not privy.
We're not crazy, right? This is only the second one, right?
Right?
The first time, they were still at the lab.
Mm-hmm. The first time, they went to the subway station, the train station, and got hit by the car. And then this is the second time he's escaped with her.
If you don't count the time that they didn't escape because they were at the lab, then there is this phantom time. Oh, phantom time. Actually, it's a good name for something. Does she really trust me that much?
Yes.
In order to prevent her death, you are literally going crazy and thinking of nothing else.
Mm-hmm.
Of course she trusts you. Maybe she can feel my desperation. That's why I want so badly to save her. We've been together for more than a decade. She's like a little sister to me.
Uh-huh.
That's all it is, right? I'll leap as many times as it takes.
おかり、マユシーは聞きたいこといっぱいあるけど、今は我慢しとくね。
Aw.
Just, it's not like she's not concerned.
その代わり、終わったらね、全部聞かせてほしいです。
I also don't think that Mayuri is so weak that if you told her what you were doing, that it would break her.
I agree.
I don't think it would make the situation worse and would probably make it better.
I agree with you.
ああ、約束する。
That's right. While we wait for the train, I should ask Mayuri about her whereabouts today. Then I'll know, so if I fail again...
She's about to get pushed in front of the train before she can tell him.
Good lord, that's awful!
I bet that's what's about to happen.
If I have to leap again, I'll need all the information I can get. Well, it is true that if he gets this information, he'll be able to do something with it. And so there wouldn't be the reason to reload the earlier save where you find out more about her friends.
Right.
Oh, then again, I wonder how much of it is meta-reality. Like, how much of it is reloading the save?
Are we time leaping? Is that what you're implying?
Yeah.
Oh, I never thought about it like that.
Isn't reloading saves let's just limit it to a visual novel, to have it to go on a different route or make different choices, essentially like time leaping?
You're right. Because you go to the same choice, but you know what's going to happen when you make the other choice. Oh, that's pretty good.
I have one thing to say. Billy will not understand what this is.
Oh, goody.
I know there are one or two people out there who will. Blick Winkle. Blick Winkle. If you don't know what I'm talking about, do not Google Blick Winkle, or you will find out and you might regret it. Really, don't.
The curse of curiosity.
I too can control the actions of others. Soon my plans will come to what?
Now.
Okay.
お前、ルカ子に会った後はどこに行っていた？
吹雪ちゃんからメールがあってね、マユシーのコスにちょっと問題発生しちゃってたのです。糸がほつれてるところがあったんだ。
I love how they always cut out about a third of everything she says, or that often happens. Okay, so we know it was Fubuki.
それを直しに。
吹雪ちゃんというのはどこに住んでいる？
Alright, so how is he not going to be able to use this information then?
Now she's about to get killed.
住んでるっていうかね、今ちょうど UPX のスタベまで来てたのです。
Well, I can't get them all, you know. Starbucks, a coffee shop chain.
I swear I'm the only person who doesn't like Starbucks. Sugary stuff aside, their Cafe Americano is far worse than I could just make myself, and 50 times more expensive. And in what way is making it convenient?
Okay, Godot, calm down.
Blacker than the darkest midnight, more bitter than Damon's heart. Pah! That is true coffee!
I better be careful or he'll throw some at me.
So that's where she was. Okay. Just then, an announcement plays over the PA system. The subway is resuming normal operations. The subway is resuming normal operations?
I guess they confirmed there wasn't a bomb here.
Right now, Moeka should be in Akihabara, heading to the lab. Everything is going to be all right. I think we won this. Another announcement. Our train is arriving.
Here it comes.
I can hear the rumbling and see the lights at the end of the tunnel.
They're standing right there next to the ledge.
The roar of the train draws nearer and nearer. Look how this is being presented. Oh my god, you idiots! You're gonna die! It's horrible! You're all gonna die! Mayuri and I are standing just behind the white line. You don't say things like this at this slow pace that induces dread if something was obviously about to happen. I reach for her hand, but I guess there's no hurry now. Since everything is okay, I let my hand fall to my side. Empty. The same emptiness that will soon fill up my black, black heart.
今日のパーティー。
It's difficult to make her out over the rumbling.
中止になったけど、絶対にいつか。まゆりお姉ちゃん。
Nae?
What?
Because she dies, she has to die. She's just going to trip and fall. Suddenly, Mayuri disappears.
I thought like someone from CERN was gonna shove her on the tracks. But then it wouldn't be the will of causality or something.
There she is, leaning out over the tracks. She's off balance, as if she stumbled, or someone pushed her. It was absolutely an accident, but because she dies, she must die. She seems to hang there for a moment, and the train comes screaming into the station. I heard an unusual sound from under the train. That was horrible. A sound that chilled me to the bone. Sparks fly as the train slams on its brakes. It takes him about a mile or so to stop.
Yeah.
The people on the platform scream. I turned to where Mayuri was just a moment ago.
Poor Nai.
And this has now ruined her life. For the rest of her life, she may never be able to get over this, or at the very least for like the next 30 years. There stands a familiar girl, the tiny form of an elementary schooler, an innocent face, a cute black rabbit bag slung over her shoulder. Tennoji Nai. Her eyes are wide. Her lips tremble. She knows what happened. It doesn't matter that nobody blames her for it. She blames herself for it, and she stares at me for a few more seconds, as if waiting for me to say something, then turns and runs away. She disappears in the direction of the exit staircase. The platform is in chaos. The PA informs us that there's been a personal injury accident. Nai is already gone. I don't go after her. Instead, I peek timidly through the gap between the train and the platform.
Oh, don't do that.
This is not the right call.
Her clock stopped at 7:55.
7:55?
7:55.
A sound that chilled me to bone. Are you serious? At a time like this? The worst part is, it actually makes me really want to laugh. Probably because of the tension. One side of the track is a wash of red. My mind is blank. I can't think. I don't even remember how I got back to the lab. Moeka's group should have come and gone, but the time leap machine is still here. I guess I should be grateful.
Isn't that interesting?
The time leap machine is not their goal. Their goal
is for him to do this.
Or at the very least, their goal is... They clearly want him to do this for some reason, but they want Okabe Rintarou, Hashida Itaru, and Makise Kurisu. That's what they want.
Yeah, yeah.
Because they know what he's doing. They're letting him do it.
Yeah,
they clearly
exactly.
want him to. So, what do they want to happen? Him to save Mayuri? What do they want him to do that for? Now, I have no idea, and I also don't know about the missing time leap, but...
If he can figure out how to change something...
That's it. That's what they want.
They want him to figure out how to bypass the attractor fields.
Because they need to use that in order to use time travel to conquer the world.
Yes!
Which they must have done, use time travel to do it. And like we talked about before, they have to have somebody with reading Steiner, or they have the person with reading Steiner.
Yes!
It takes longer than usual to set up the machine. For some reason, I have trouble recalling my own phone number. At last, it's ready. Now that trouble, is that trouble because of his obviously screwed up emotional state?
Or is it because his memories are being affected by time leaping?
Now, take me back! Take me back to when I can do something. Fubuki, at Starbucks. I know where she is.
And he went back to 3:30 this time. He did go back farther.
The leap occurs instantaneously. Tider claimed that his time machine takes 1 hour of subjective time to travel 10 years. I don't know if ours has the same behavior. We're just moving hours. But now is not the time to find out. Like, that bit of curiosity, that could also be kind of to express that this is not Ocarine in the same shape that he was when he left. 10 years. I have no business that far back.
Oh, yeah?
Besides, according to Kurisu, time leaping too far into the past could cause mental disorders due to the gap between personality and memory. Which is something that we... Arg. Anyway, that's something that I pretty much agree with. Juicy Karage number 1. Mayuri is peeking into the refrigerator while singing her chicken song. I was right to come back 4 hours. But what the hell happened back there? Mayuri died again. This time it happened at Shino-Chanomizu Station, a place completely unrelated to the lab or the bomb threat. You have to realize by now, this is how it works.
I get it. The reason the first part of the game was like that was to tell us, the player, what was going on. Independent of the main character. Now he's going to start piecing it together now that he has proper motivation.
Tennoji Nae pushed her onto the tracks. Could Nae be working for CERN too? Alright, man.
It's time to calm down the paranoia.
He can never be calm until he accomplishes this, or monotony sets in. But until he calms down, he can't actually ever succeed. No, that can't be right. Nae is not working for CERN.
Especially not with that reaction.
Nae has a habit of jumping on Mayuri in greeting. But why did she choose that precise moment? It's like fate is playing a cruel joke on us. Whatever the case, all that matters now is that I have another chance. Whatever direction it is that I choose, I need to act.
You can take the train now.
And then what? There will be an agent of CERN that shoots her on the train?
Oh, that's right. If he doesn't overcome this hurdle, she'll just die wherever they're going.
or maybe a very small meteorite will fall from the heavens and kill everyone but him. Now that things have calmed down slightly.
In episode 32, Marcelo Bayo writes,
Sorry!
That would be sad. This phrase strikes with a lot of unintended irony because the hypothetical questions Mayuri made with herself as the one time traveling represent what Okabe was going through due to reading Steiner. And when Okabe asks if that would be sad for the Okabe in her example, that represents everyone else he knows in reality, Mayuri replies that it would be sad for the Mayuri in the example, who would represent Okabe, the only one who retains memory from the other world lines. When Mayushi mentions how sad it would be if present her got erased and didn't have the conversation she was having with Okarin. I promise I picked this comment before we recorded the episode.
Synchronicity. Isn't that right? You see it too. Don't you, Hidden Scorpius? We're not just crazy. It's really happening this way. This is really interesting. I'm not really sure exactly how to respond, except to agree with you, Marcelo.
Yeah, I really like it when a game uses that, or any media really, uses that kind of narrative tool where it juxtaposes, where it juxtaposes the situation the main character is going through with a seemingly unrelated whatever being told by a different character.
Yes.
And I really enjoy that.
It just goes to show how polished the game structure is, you know?
Especially the scenes with Mayuri and Okarin.
Those scenes are always really good. Then again, if Sheena Mayuri were not a really compelling character, or at least really likable character, the players, the audience, wouldn't care.
Yeah, I don't think this game would work so well if she was unlikable.
I usually like characters like Makise Kurisu, but I kind of don't really like her that much.
And we usually dislike characters like Mayuri, but we like her a lot. There's some weird juxtaposing going on here.
But if it were Makise, I just don't think it would work the same way. However, also, isn't it Makise? Remember the beginning of the game?
Kind of, yeah.
If we go with the theory, and this is an if, and I know that, but if we go with the theory that the initial timeline, or the initial world line, was where everything was set up to be most advantageous to Okabe Rintarou, then that is the world line where Suzuha shows up and just kills Makise Kurisu. And then maybe there are no problems.
Because then she can't work with Okarin to perfect time travel for CERN.
Without Makise Kurisu, there is no time travel. How far does that go?
If CERN is trying to train Okarin to figure out how to break past 1% or whatever.
Actually change something that is supposed to happen.
He wouldn't be in a position to do that without Makise Kurisu's help.
So without Makise Kurisu, there would be no time travel, possibly even for CERN.
Yeah.
So if you want to save the world from CERN, you prevent her from
coming into contact with him or whatever.
And we know that Suzuha is her enemy and that she showed up in that satellite-looking time machine. So if she was the one who showed up and killed her that day...
Just saying.
It all seems to add up, is all I'm getting at.
1 + 1 is 3.